Perfect. All right, rinseless wash. Whoops. All right, so we're doing this Ram. It's barely dirty. Only driven in the rain a couple of times. I washed it just the other day. It shouldn't take too long at all. We'll put a couple drops of rinseless wash, a couple capfuls in our 5-gallon bucket. Doesn't have to be perfectly exact. I'm probably going to go with 3. All good there. Then I also have a pump sprayer. We're going to fill this up so we can spray it on there. I like to do a little bit heavier of a dilution, heavier of a concentrate in the pump sprayer, just because, I don't know, why not? There's a lid to that. All right, see you in 10 years. Almost forgot. I'm going to do the tires. So I got all-purpose cleaner concentrate in here. This thing. I just cleaned these 2 days ago, so I'm not touching them. I got this about 40-1 in here in the pump sprayer. That's pretty much all you need because these aren't dirty. As you can see, they're not bad. They definitely don't need a contact wash. And then we'll do a light mist them on the tires. I like to do the bottom section of the vehicle too. I like to do the tailgate. Nothing too extensive on there though. Again, it's not that dirty. Around the tire right here, it's pretty bad. We'll just do a light mist of all-purpose cleaner on that to help with the rinseless wash. Shouldn't need that again. That's rested. It's been about a minute. I don't want to wait too much longer than that, especially if it's in sunlight, which this one isn't. Let's do a light mist with the hose. You can see the all-purpose cleaner just melts away all the dirt and grime. You don't want to leave it on the paint too long. It will etch into it, especially right here where the sun's hitting. All right, that's done. We'll just take the rinseless wash, cover the whole vehicle, top to bottom, or side to around, don't matter. Make sure to get the rims too, because rinseless wash will add some hydrophobics, not a lot. Nothing like the spray on ceramic or a speed coat or graphene spray, but it's going to add something. Some hydrophobics and some protection to the vehicle. Now you're going to want to let that dwell for a minute or two, not too long. Then we'll rinse it down top to bottom. The sun's hitting this right here, so you can see it kind of steaming, so I'm going to rinse that off first. This vehicle had spray-on ceramic applied last fall, and then rinseless washes or power soap washes since then, and you can see it's still beating water perfectly. And spray-on ceramic sheets water more than it beads water. So this is still pretty impressive. Now, rinseless wash has emulsified and broken down most of the dirt and grime on the surface of the vehicle. So we'll do another light spray of it, and we'll come in with a contact wash to remove all of it and loosen it all up. Now, for the contact wash, you can use a wash mitt or good microfibers that are clean, never been used on an interior or dropped on the ground. Or you can use a sponge, which is probably the most popular. I like to just use a microfiber rag. You kind of don't need wash mitts anymore with how good soaps are, and it doesn't really scratch. Now, if I can just figure out how to fold this. So I have to fold it 4 times, so we can do top to bottom. And then, without applying any pressure, clean the whole surface of the vehicle. Oops, we'll stay in this section. I like to do top to bottom. And then every time we do a section, flip over the microfiber. So you're using a clean section every single time, so you know you're not scratching it. Don't ever forget the mirrors, because those look the worst when you don't clean them. And they're the most obvious, because you get in the vehicle and immediately you're like, oh, I didn't clean that. That section's done. Flip it over. Hold the loose corners of the fold, and it won't come unfolded on you most of the time. This is going to be beating better than the rest of the truck because I have a test sample ceramic coating right there. Then again, without applying any pressure, I like to do straight back and forth motions from the front of the vehicle to the back or back to front, because that is the direction the vehicle drives. So if there are already scratches there and you somehow scratch the vehicle while you're cleaning, they'll match and be less obvious. But as long as you clean correctly, don't apply any pressure, and use good chemicals like power soap or rinseless wash or whatever you might use, you're not going to get any scratches. But scratches could obviously always happen if you do something wrong. Just don't apply a ton of pressure. Like I said, use soap. You won't scratch it. Make sure you use a clean wash media like this. Always concentrate on the grill and the whole front of the vehicle pretty well. That's where you're going to get the most bugs. It's still springtime here, so not really many bugs, so I don't really have to worry about it right now. But if you have a lot of bugs, use all-purpose cleaner. You don't need a dedicated bug gut removal thing. All-purpose cleaner does just fine. Now, where we didn't touch the wheels using all-purpose cleaner, I don't want to just let rinseless wash just sit on the surface without being at least like wiped in a little bit. It'll leave some, won't leave water spots, but it'll leave surfactant spots, and we don't want that. So using the already used microfiber towel or a fresh one, doesn't matter, clean your rims right after this, and this will help work in the hydrophobic properties also. Don't rush, especially if you're inside. All these chemicals are user friendly. You don't have to rush, get them all done. If you're vertically challenged like I am, and you buy the biggest vehicle you can find to make up for it, you're going to need one of these or a good ladder or stool to get the top. Because you never want to forget the top. Why? I don't know. Nobody's going to see it anyway. Unless it's a car. Always lift your wipers so you can get underneath them and actually clean the wipers themselves. That will help those last longer and not make that noise every time they go across the windshield. And you'll see in your bucket once you're done, as long as you did your first chemical process where we sprayed it on, let it dwell, rinsed it off, and then we did our contact wash, you'll see in your bucket it's not that dirty. The stuff that most everything came off the truck to begin with. And now we just dry it. I recommend a good drying towel, one that you don't ruin, like I did, like this one, by drying it with hot air and using the wrong detergent. I recommend something like the Rag Company Rags to Riches or like Tide Free and Clear, and dry it on a cold air setting because this will streak a little bit. Usually I'll follow it up with like a quick detailer if it's like a customer vehicle or anything. Or it's mine, not really worried about it. You can put the Show Shine Tire Shine on when the tire is wet. I don't like to. I don't know why. Kind of bothers me. You absolutely can though. It'll dilute it more, which will leave it a little bit less shiny. And if you don't like that, just put it on again. You can do the wheel wells with it, but my favorite way to dry them is blow dryer. Then my favorite way to put tire shine on is just using one of these flag tip brushes. That's your last couple tires, and then just lightly apply it. I think it looks better when you put it on the tire dry, but totally up to you. And you'll notice that like a little bit of the back tire isn't perfectly clean, and that's just because we didn't touch it when we put the all-purpose cleaner on there. If you're unhappy with your tires, you just spray it on there again. And you can even take the tire shine, do your wheel wells if you want. I'm not gonna. If it was a customer's vehicle, I absolutely would. Or it's mine. I don't need to. This is the perfect tire shine to use for your trim or your mirrors, anything plastic. If you want to dress it up, it'll look great. This is water-based, so you can dilute it down. I dilute it down 10-1 sometimes. And like I said, the more you put on the tire, the shinier it's going to be. That looks extra shiny right now. It'll dry to more of like a matte sheen. If you put like 1 or 2 more coats on there, it gets wicked shiny. But yeah, so we do a rinseless wash.